Yesterday evening, we arrested Patrick Xavier Brown, 33 years old. He was charged with the murder of Takeoff. Brown was arrested again yesterday evening in the 14700 block of Sterling Green Boulevard. It's located on the east side of Texas. I'm sorry, of Houston. Again, Cameron Joshua, 22 years old, was arrested on November the 22nd for felon in possession of a weapon.
Check it out now. Holy. Now, the dominoes are starting to fall in the investigation into the murder of Takeoff, okay? Police finally had a press conference. Remember, I told you that was going to come soon. They had a press conference where they pretty much showcased 2 arrests that had to do with the murder of Takeoff. Now, most importantly, they identified someone new, someone named Patrick Xavier Clark, who has been officially charged with murder. Now, he's been charged with the murder of Takeoff. Also, they show the same little cam guy on the screen again, which, by the way, interestingly, he hasn't been charged with murder or any type of shooting offense, but he's still charged with that gun possession for that night. However, the cops did say this. Number one, the investigation is ongoing. So if you ask me, I expect more arrests or more charges to come down. Of course, this was probably the hardest task of anything in terms of figuring out who to hit with the murder charge, because there was a bunch of shots being fired. If you've seen when I kind of broke this whole thing down, it was clear there was at least 2 people shooting, but there was moments we heard sometimes a third gunshot, and we're probably realizing now that there were at least 3 shooters, okay? Now, from all the people identified in most popular videos, this is a guy who didn't really get identified, and it's perhaps because he was behind everybody else, okay? Now, police claim they took him into custody, and they clearly have done some type of ballistics and also some forensics to say that this guy's lethal shot killed Takeoff, okay? And here's the thing as well, because we all believe that fatal shot to the head. The headshot took out Takeoff. Apparently he got a shot in the torso. You know, he was probably like holding his stomach or whatever the case is, or like holding his chest. And then he got hit in the head, which supposedly he instantly died. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of conspiracy theories, but if you ask me, there's a lot more charges to come. I think the police been taking the last month to get their ducks in order. And locking this dude up was one step. They got Lil Cam in custody already. I do believe there will be other people arrested, okay? I think everybody who fired a gun that night, okay? Unless it was in blatant and clear self-defense. I think everybody who fired the gun, which we still believe another person was shooting that night, they'll get locked up as well, okay? The cops are still being very scarce with information because they're still investigating. They also said something that was interesting. They said there was at least 30 people outside the bowling alley when it happened, and not one person stayed back to talk to the cops. Tells you what type of friends and individuals and what type of event you at right there, don't it? Okay, anyway, the arrest has been announced, and I'll keep you guys updated. If he gets a bond, he's going to have a preliminary and arraignment hearing pretty soon, and we should find out more as the days go by. But at least we got somebody in custody for the murder. I just don't think this is the last of it. Okay, again, Akademiks, you guys like them, subscribe. Also, remember what happened in the Young Dolph case. It was a month or 2, actually kind of months later, and they're still locking up people that had to do with it. So don't think this is the only arrest, but at least it's an arrest that seems to make sense, at least for the cops. Again, Akademiks, you guys like them, subscribe to Akademiks.